What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and today we're going to be spending a real day in the life with the OnePlus 9 Pro. Now, the audio and video quality that you're seeing right now is coming straight from the front-facing camera of the OnePlus 9 Pro, so this is what you can expect to see in terms of quality. And I'll give my thoughts, maybe in a Judd Says over here, to let you guys know what I think once I get this thing on the computer. But as you can probably tell, we've got a lot of wind, we've got a lot of noise from people mowing their grass. So let's take this conversation inside. So today we actually have quite a bit planned. I'm finally getting my car back. I don't know if you guys saw it in, what was it, the Massive Tech unboxing. My car got hit by a random tire on the highway, which was unavoidable for me. It was in the shop since January, and now we are finally going to go pick it up. But it's not just a regular pickup. I made some changes to my baby Kiowa. It's going to be a completely different car, and I am excited to get my hands on it. And throughout the day, while we're doing that, and of course other things, we're gonna be testing out all kinds of stuff with the OnePlus 9 Pro. That camera, of course. We're gonna test out how it does in the real world, what it's like to actually use this thing. But before we get started and everything, I have been using this phone all morning. It is 10:50 a.m. And what do we currently have? We have 82% battery left, and we've also got about an hour and 10 minutes of screen on time. So that's where we are in terms of battery life. Now, I'm excited to get my car, you guys. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, y'all, so we are on the way. We got our Uber driver, Carl, taking us to go pick it up.
Uber for the day, yeah.
But something I just realized, I have to take off the case because that's what we do here. We don't do real day in the life with a case on because, you know, not everybody rocks a case. So what we've got right here, you guys, this is the Morning Mist version. I like that it still has like a sort of a gradient look. Like, you know, that morning mist when you wake up in the morning, you know, sometimes it's like a little fog out. It's got that. But I hate the fact that this is reflective at the bottom. It is now a fingerprint magnet. Look, one touch. Got fingerprints all over already. So that part is unfortunate. I think they had a really good thing going with the matte design, like that blue from the OnePlus 8. Oh my gosh. This one, unless you're seeing this logo, you know, it's kind of generic feeling. Besides the camera bump, it is now a Hasselblad camera, which we will talk about in depth a lot more, but I think that's probably like the only differentiator here. And the fact that like these sensors are massive. We got two massive sensors on the camera, while these two are pretty small. Usually they're all like about the same size. So we're gonna see if having these bigger sensors and, you know, bigger lenses are gonna equal out to better photos, better video. Jay, what do you think about the design, man?
I like the camera, but everything else seems pretty regular.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty standard, safe design. We have a 6.7-inch display up front, 120 hertz refresh rate, but this is a smart display, so it is going to fluctuate depending on what you're doing so that you can conserve battery when you need to. Well, how long of a ride do we have, Carl? 34 minutes? So we do have some time before we actually get there. Might as well like play a game or watch a video, kind of take in what the screen is all about. And like I said before, the OnePlus 9 Pro has a 6.7-inch display, and of course it is a Quad HD Plus display, but what's great about this is that it has that 120 hertz, so everything looks nice and smooth when you're scrolling through and navigating the phone. Although I did notice that it doesn't always kick in when playing certain games that I know takes advantage of it, which is still a mind-boggling thing to me. There are a lot of mainstream phones that tout the 120 hertz display, but for some games that I know take advantage of it, it just doesn't play as smooth as it can, and there's nowhere in the settings for me to go ahead and force it to be 120 hertz at all times. But aside from that faster frame rate showing up while playing certain games, this phone is as snappy as you'd expect it. Navigating the phone is super quick, smooth. It has Snapdragon's 888 processor, so of course it's going to be able to handle just about anything that you throw at it. And even though certain games won't run at that high frame rate, even though they support it, they still run smoothly overall, just missing that higher frame rate. So of course gaming looks great on this phone as well as watching everyday content, but what's also surprising is the fact that it has a really good speaker. And even though you can kind of cover the speaker, I feel like you'd really have to go out of your way for it to really impact the sound. It gets really loud. So watching content on here or just listening to straight up music music is definitely a good time. Speaker performance here is definitely better than what I've seen with some other phones. All right guys, we are finally here at the body shop, J&B Body Works. So they are the ones who took care of Kilowa, and I am super hyped. You guys ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's go, let's go. All right, so it's right behind this door, actually. Oh. Yeah. Oh, they even did the teeth on the... No way. Are you kidding? This looks amazing. What?
So we went ahead and we redid the key fob case.
Oh.
Tried to match the best we could so that we always know the key's yours.
Oh, that is, thank you.
Yeah,
that is a nice touch. Can I see that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys, come, the attention to detail. Are you kidding me? Carl, do you see this thing, son? All right, guys, so I am super hyped. This thing looks amazing. I took care of all my paperwork, so now I am good to go. But do you see the details, though, you guys? It just looks so clean. Everything about it. I love the contrast on the black and teal. It looks so good. The calipers and the sides. Come on now. Come on, you guys. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna find a good spot, take some pictures with the OnePlus, and see if we can get some really good shots with it. So instead of finding a spot to go and take pictures, we're just gonna head home, take pictures around there. And so now we're just using the GPS. We got a 43-minute trip ahead of us, so we'll use the GPS. And we'll see how that does on the battery.
Turn right onto East 233rd Street.
All right, because we are at about 57%.
233rd Street for 3/4 of a
Yeah,
mile.
it kind of dropped down fast, right? I guess we were gaming and whatnot while we were in the car, but still, that's a pretty huge jump. All right, guys, so we are home now. It is 1:31, and we officially have 48% battery left. Now, in terms of the screen on time, okay, 2 hours and 47 minutes of screen on time. So we might be looking at something close to 6 hours. It's all right, 2 hours and 47 minutes, that's not bad. A lot of that was with the GPS on too, so I'm not mad at it. It's okay so far, kind of in line with what I would expect from a device like this. Okay, so car's here. We're gonna try and see if we can get some decent pictures. I don't know, Jay, I don't know if I like it here for our debut pictures for this guy. I took a couple shots though. Let's see. I gotta bring this brightness all the way up. So in direct sunlight, the screen does a decent job. Still kind of gotta go like this. You know what, Jay? Let's find a different spot. Back in the car we go. Oh my God, my fingerprints. Jay, help me. I can't live like this. Okay, you guys, so I think we found our spot. So let's see what we can do here with this Hasselblad camera. Now check this out, guys. You see down here, it had a little notification. Let's see if it pops up again. So it says try wide landscape. It says try out the wide angle lens since you're taking like a landscape kind of shot. So why not? Wide angles could be kind of cool even for car photos. Nah, my shadow's in here too much, so I'm gonna back up. So we'll just go for a pretty standard shot. Bam, boom. Let's take a look at what we got. Very sharp, really contrasty. Look at that, like it darn right looks blue here, Jay.
It's very saturated.
Yeah, and that's probably because the black is reflecting the blue from the sky,
Yeah.
but it's really, really saturated. That looks like a blue car. But if we're comparing the sky here to what's actually there, this is way more blue. Not a complaint for me personally. I like nice saturated photos. I like it to be really colorful, vibrant. So I'm okay with it, but it isn't super natural looking, I'd say. Let me see how Pro Mode impacts this. So what's up about Pro Mode is that you can go in and change all these different things, shutter speed, basically all the controls that you would get with like a DSLR camera. You can see them all right here. So we're gonna leave most of this stuff here, but we're gonna just get a raw image out of this. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Boom, one head on, boom. Let's see what we got here. Oh, interesting. Look how the sky is exposed. Now the raw, I like the way the car looks in raw, but we'd have to do some changes to the background. We'd have to do a little bit of editing. Let me just see with my iPhone real quick. Oh man, that's a big difference. In terms of the way it handles color, Look how saturated it is on the OnePlus 9. Look how that blue, and look how like natural it looks on the iPhone. All right, let's give it another shot with the OnePlus. So blue, super blue. Now, when it comes to the car, not really happy with the samples that I got out of the OnePlus 9 Pro, but let's talk about the things that I got with the OnePlus 9 Pro that isn't Killua. Now, this camera is obviously supposed to be the biggest thing about this phone, and for the most part, it's a pretty good camera system. It has one of the best wide-angle lenses that I've seen on a smartphone, and typically the wide-angle lens is the part that gets the least amount of attention and usually requires a heap of light to take good shots, probably since phone makers are expecting it to only be used for landscape shots. But because of the larger sensor here, it does well in most lighting situations and does a pretty good job at matching the main lens. If you enjoy using the wide angle, you won't have to worry about a huge drop in quality whenever you switch over to it indoors. Now, the indoor lighting performance to me is decent. When I tried taking a picture of Austin, I got some pretty good shots. It handles skin tones alright and offers a decent amount of detail even without a ton of lighting. I do feel like the way the camera handles highlights and shadows can be a bit hit or miss though, especially when using the selfie camera. As for those Hasselblad colors that are supposed to be the groundbreaking feature of this phone, it's all personal preference. For me, I can't say I was completely blown away by the colors out of this camera, but in Pro mode, at least you get a decent amount of flexibility to go ahead and do some editing to photos if you're into that. Overall, the camera performance is fine, but I gotta say, I was expecting to be blown away due to the height and the name behind the system, but what we got is a pretty solid camera. Not bad, but definitely not crazy hype worthy. All right guys, so the weather's been getting nicer. How many of you remember the days of us going to Cold Stone? It's been a really, really long time. I'm gonna try and surprise Ari with some Cold Stone ice cream. I don't even know if she's gonna be able to eat it, because I don't know if she's avoiding dairy. But I'm gonna just tempt her anyway, whatever. If she doesn't want it, more for me. But we're gonna go to Cold Stone, we're gonna pick up some ice cream and do some more OnePlus stuff, don't worry. All right, so right now, exactly, right? Okay, anyway, it is currently 4:14 p.m. How much battery life do you think we got left, Jay?
25?
Less.
Less?
19. 3 hours and 55 minutes of screen on time. I guess what we did with the cameras just now definitely hit it up a little bit, but let's get this ice cream. Jay, the car looks good, man. It looks good. Yeah. Hold on, let me see if we could take a telephoto from here. Oh man, it's kind of dark. So it's not handling those dark areas very well. And that's kind of like a theme I've been seeing. A lot of the places where things are dark, it's like it loses a lot of detail. Not detail, but it's like it's a little too contrasty. And it just makes that area look just too dark. That car look nice though, Jay. They have a Lucky Charms ice cream. You know what this probably tastes like, Jay? Sugar. While we're in this area, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick search to see if there's any good food around here that we can pick up. If not, we'll just Uber Eats or something. Jeez, everywhere is closed? Uber Eats at home it is.
I don't know who that's for.
You're not gonna have it?
No.
Really?
Came in here with poison.
It's good poison. I'm sure Austin will be fine. What's up? You know what? I'm gonna take a couple pictures of you. All right, you guys, so right now we got me and my boy Austin. Austin saying hi. Say hi, Papa. Austin, say hi. You were just doing it. Oh, he's over it.
Do it for Mama. Austin, say hi.
Yes, I ain't doing nothing for you.
Papa. Hi, Austin. Oh,
See?
oh, okay.
I ain't doing that for you, man.
You just spent the whole day with me to keep me like that.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Say
that's a
hi.
little something. I'll take it. Whatever. Ari, are we in frame?
You are in frame.
So we had to switch it up. Front-facing camera, video, indoors. We had some mediocre lighting. You guys saw the quality there. Didn't look so hot on the phone, so I'm hoping it looks better here. Austin, can we do a proper hello this time? Say hi. Where are you going, bro?
Hi.
What do you do? And you got my chain, boy. God
God
bless you.
bless you. Austin, show them how you know how to turn on the light.
Oh man.
Here, I'll hold the camera.
Okay. Now Ari's got him thinking about the lights. All right. So you turn off that one.
Yeah, you turn off this one.
He's checking for it.
Give me 5. Good job.
All right, you guys, it is the end of our day. I just put Austin down for bed. So we are looking at a 6:48 end time. So 6:48 p.m., we've got 3% left. And in terms of screen on time, we're looking at 4 hours and 40 minutes. Now, this has a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, and that's kind of right. We use it a little bit more today, lots of camera stuff, but on a typical day, we'll end in that 5-hour mark, which is pretty standard, especially for 4,500 milliamp hours. It's not bad, it's pretty much in line with what I would expect. Now, what's amazing about OnePlus is I think they have the best, well, one of the best charging systems out. With the regular Warp Charge, so just plugging it in with the cable, we can get from 1 to 100% in 29 minutes, which is insane. But what's even crazier, we've seen things like that with the actual cable in the past. What's even crazier to me is using the wireless charging to get from 1% to 100 in 43 minutes. That's really, really fast, especially for wireless charging. I think if wireless charging was that fast on other devices, it would catch on even more. But that is what you get with the OnePlus 9 Pro. And as you can see right here, it's doing the Warp Charge. So we should get 100% in way less than an hour. So that's exciting. I'll give you guys an update. We're at 3%, 650. I'll do a little check-in to let you guys know at what time it actually ends. Almost forgot about this, but about 50 minutes later, and it's 100%. So I'm pretty sure it hit that 43 mark or close to it at least. That is really impressive for wireless charging. It's kind of crazy. This thing, if you have a OnePlus, especially if you get the OnePlus 9 or 9 Pro, it is absolutely worth it. It's got a little fan, so you might hear something while it's charging to keep it cool, but it's so worth it. The phone itself isn't even hot. It's just probably the best wireless charging experience ever. But yes, there you go, guys. That has been our day. There was a lot of hype for the camera. It was a little bit disappointing in some areas, but for the most part, it's a solid camera. But when you got a name like Hasselblad backing you, you kind of expect like the best, right? But that is not necessarily what you get here. You get a really good camera, but it's not as mind-blowing as I would have expected. There are things I liked, things I didn't like, but we talked about that already. But with this model being over $1,000, the question is, do I recommend it? I wish it did something that stood it out a little bit more than the competition. As of right now, I don't know, unless you really like OnePlus, you've been a OnePlus user all your life, you'll see the improvements here for sure. But if you're someone who's looking for like the best smartphone in this price range, it gets a little bit harder to recommend since there are a lot of really good options with probably even better cameras than what we're seeing here in that price range. But that wraps it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.